move straight on to the hockey with Sam Spooner. Excellent drawing skills there, by the way, Sam.
Thank you very much.
All fair and above board. Good job. Right, PwC Men's Premier League. 2 of the matches went ahead today. Backers A 6, Valachis A 0. Big win for the league leaders.
Yeah, I got a little bit of news from this game. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. This is one of my games of the day today. But Backers A, the past couple of weeks, have been singing. They've had their front 3, in this case their front 4, have scored all their goals today. Carl Moore hitting the target with 3. Johnny Callow, Andy Whiting and Tony Bentley-Roberts with 1. But they had plenty of chances in this game. They could have been a lot more. But that being said, Valachis A, they missed a penalty. And they had 2 saved off the line, and Dave Whiting, the Backers goalkeeper, made a great save to keep a clean sheet there. So the Valachis, they had the chances, they just didn't quite take them.
Okay, we just had a couple of messages in here, which I'll just get to before we move on. Sorry, Sam, because I hadn't seen these. One of them was a question about when the Masters is getting played. The Masters semi-finals, that's the 18th of March, the Masters semi-finals, Dickie in the football. And another one saying, will St George's play Braddon on the bowl slot Wednesday night to get it out of the way? I don't know. I'll check with Tony as long as he's not left. Tony, if you can hear me, then come back to the studio and let us know. In the meantime, we'll carry on with the hockey. Sam, Backers B 1, Vikings B 2, the other result in the Premier League today.
Yeah, Backers B turned up today, and they had a really strong team. Their back line was great. The goalkeeper had already played in the game before for Backers Colts, but he'd had a great game in that game, and there's no reason why he wasn't going to carry the form over into the Backers B Vikings B game. Vikings B have been struggling all season. They've had some heavy losses. Probably the game of the season was the 1-0 loss to Backers B the last time round. But determination today, organisation, they went 1-0 down. The youngsters in the side didn't let their heads drop. And they really came to the fore after we went 1-0 down. And Nathan Evans scored and equalised. And just before half-time, in fact, on the half-time whistle, we scored a second goal. Archie Cayley coming up with the goods there, slotting under the keeper from a short corner. In the second half, it wasn't all back to the wall like people would have expected. We still attacked, and it has to be said, Vikings B probably deserved the result at the end, and they've worked so hard to try and get something out of this season, and that's a massive win for them.
Moving into PwC Men's Division 1, Castletown A 6, Harlequins A 0. Another thumping victory for Castletown. Again, you're saying about Backers A being in good form the last few weeks. Castletown A, again, very strong, very dominant in this division.
Yeah, they are seeming completely unstoppable. I mean, if you look at the goal scorers again, you've got Christian Steriopoulos, Robin Masson scoring 1 each. Don Stewart and Steve Ronan also scoring 1 each. But Rich Tarr scoring 2. There's goal scorers right the way through their team, and the top goal scorer charts in this league show that most of the top scorers are Castletown hockey players. So they are exceptionally strong, and today it really told. 6-0 Castletown A. Has to be said, Matt Darvin got hit in the face by a ball today, and James Quayle broke his hand. There was no malice in it, it was just accidents, but wish them well, and hopefully they'll get better soon. And has to be said, Chris Cave, who's been the hero the past couple of weeks for Harlequins A, managed to get himself sin-binned for 2 minutes this week.
Disgraceful behaviour. I can't imagine a hockey ball to the gob is too pleasant a thing either.
It's quite sore, it has to be said. Yeah,
I can imagine. Backers Colts 1, Viking Sea 5.
Yeah, this is the game I actually umpired, and Backers Colts really took the fight to Viking Sea. Half-time score was 1-1, and when I asked at the start of the game, which way do you think it's going to go? The hands all went, it's all going to go one way, it's going to go Viking Sea. That really was not the case. Backers Colts really did make a good account of themselves in that first half, and it was really impressive. In the second half, though, Andy Harding, Ash Dougal and Ash Osborne really turned up the style. They went that extra gear up a bit, and Andrew Harding with 2, Ash Dougal with 2, Ashley Osborne with 1 for Viking Sea, and Peter Vernon Brown for 1 for Colts.
And finally, in Division 1, Valachis B 0, Saracens A 1.
Yeah, it was a very, very close game, and it got a little bit fractious towards the end of the game. The last sort of 10 minutes, there was some pretty horrific fouls going in by all accounts. Potentially, the reports I'm getting in is that one decision probably should have been a red card, but it was a horrific tackle. Given a yellow card, he wasn't able to play for the rest of the game. But Saracens came out on top with Toby Lace scoring.
Moving into Division 2 then, Harlequins B 1, Castletown B 1.
Yeah, Harlequins B, I expected this to go Castletown B's way, in all honesty. I didn't expect a draw here whatsoever. Harlequins B went 1-0 down at half-time. brought it back in the second half to level the game. Graham Brown was Castletown B's goal scorer.
And Saracens B 2, Valachis C 2.
It's not often all results in the same league are draws. As we said, I don't think I've actually seen that since I've been on the radio doing the punditry. But Andy Bentley, he's in goal-scoring form this year. I think that's 7 goals he's scored now. I don't think he's ever scored 7 goals in a season, but he scored 2 today. Valachis C, Ian Wrigley with 1, and Neil Brew on the score sheet as well.
Moving into the Women's Premier League. And thanks very much, by the way, for the texts that have come in later on for those later matches, which we were waiting for the scores for. So we do have all of the scores to bring you now in the hockey, so that's much appreciated. First off in the Premier League, Castletown A 1, Vikings A 6.
Yeah, I expected this result. Vikings A are unstoppable, but I didn't expect Castletown A to get on the score sheet, in all honesty. Vikings A are very well organised in defence, and I thought the pressure would tell, and I thought potentially probably might score a few more goals. By the by, Vikings A have come out 6-1 winners, and deservedly so. But Castletown A can be proud of their effort here. They scored a goal in the first half. Sinead Stevens getting on the score sheet there.
Harlequins A 0, Valachis A 6, another big win.
Yeah, big win for Valachis A. Last week they beat Caston A 2-1, and in all honesty, Caston really did deserve something out of that game. But this week they've been struggling with illness the past 2 or 3 weeks as well. People being out of the team with flu, but they had a full strength team today. Catherine Crane with 3, Elizabeth Pearson with 1, Emma Corty and Emma Leeming on the score sheet for Valachis A. Has to be said though, Harlequins A, great effort from them. They went in at half time only 1-0 down.
And finally, in the Premier League, Ramsey A 0, Valachis A 2.
Yeah, Ramsey A, they really haven't been able to fight as hard as they have been in previous seasons. Maybe they've lost a couple of players to university. They haven't had the squads they've wanted for the season. But Valachis A deserved 2-0 winners. Maxine Smalley with 2.
Moving into Division 1, finally, Bacchus Colts 3, Vikings B 0.
Yeah, Bacchus Colts are looking really good for the title this year. Ros Lynch, Sam Franklin and Bobby Hempsall on the score sheet there. Vikings B struggling for a team this week, but yeah, they could be proud of their effort there.
Ramsey B 1, Castletown B 0.
Yeah, Ramsey B, last minute goal, I believe. 1-0 win there.
Valachis B 4, Saracens A 2.
Yeah, Saracens A really wanted to win this game. They really wanted to get something out of there against their former player, Steph Cottier. But they couldn't quite get anything out of it. 1-1 at half-time. Valachis B turned up the style in the second half. Clementine Kermode Clegg with 2. Alison Caroon with 1. Steph Cottier getting on the score sheet for Valachis B. Gail Logan and Sophie Howland for Saracens A.
And finally, Valachis C 0, Harlequins B 2.
This is a bit of a strange one, actually, because Peel Pitch has been struggling with a little bit of flooding today. So,
hence that postponement in the Men's Premier League. Yeah,
it started the game 46 minutes in. It just became unplayable. There's too much standing water on the pitch, which for an all-weather pitch is a little bit unusual. But the drainage just couldn't cope with the amount of rain. It potentially will have to be replayed. A result is called once 60 minutes is hit, and it's at the discretion of the MHA board. I would probably expect this game to be replayed, but then again, I can't really say that at this point.
Okay, so that was stopped after 46 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and that's the hockey. Thanks very much, Sam.